if I can. So you're talking about breakout pages and offering new pages, new products and stuff like that. In the processes, there's the optimize a page for search process. Review that process because it says that it recommends pages be fairly long. If you have pages with a lot of very short content, you might be hurting yourself from the ability of Google to serve it up to customers. So I do tend to recommend long pages. There are a couple reasons for this. One of it is just the fact that by having long pages, you're going to get a lot of traffic for things that you didn't anticipate people were looking for because you talk about a lot of different things. It's not that Google says, oh, you have 799 words and I want 800 words. I'm not going to show in the search. That's not how it works. It's just you increase the opportunity for people to find you the more you talk about on a page. So take your time and have as long a pages as you can. Cutting things down to shorter pages is a great way to lose a lot of traffic because you're too specific on each page. What was the topic called on the website? Sorry?
What was the topic called on the Curious Sense?
Oh, yes. I will pull that up for us. So we're going to go back to, I have a new navigation. I can go like this. I can go to the SEO process. Isn't Luke's new web design awesome? All right. Mm-hmm. So optimize a specific page, number 12. And this is just you assuming you've done the keyword research, which you've recommended that you do. Once you know what people are searching for, this is how you build the page. And this is what I'm talking about here. Google tends to like longer content. I aim for no less than 800 words. If it's 799, don't add a word. But if it's 600, you need to add some more. If you can put 1,500 words on a page, that's awesome. That might be a little much, but and again, it doesn't have to be just words. Put some pictures, put some video, put some other things in there, break up the content a little bit. Be sure to use headlines, be sure to use bulleted lists, but you really do need to have fairly long pages.
Can we review how to, through analytics, view traffic on a specific page? Because I want to see if the page is having a problem as is, because I think it is. Do you know what I mean?
I'd be curious to know what you mean by that, because so why don't you share your screen
before you leave this? Can you copy that URL and paste it in the chat for us, David? Thank you.
Okay. Do you want me to go to the website or to analytics?
Go to analytics, and I'm going to allow you to share.
Oh, yes, please.
And I want you to go to analytics and find the page, and I want to see what you think analytics can show us. So Tricia, just full disclosure, use that page for optimization, but don't skip the processes. Don't skip.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yes.
I was sharing the wrong screen. Why is it not letting me? Hold on. Oh. You're gonna laugh. It was like off screen. That's why it's not. Okay, so you have to help me. Where do I go to view?
So I would go to acquisition, all traffic. Go ahead and channels. And then on the top of the graph, go to other. Sorry, on top of the table, go to other. Okay, it's near the bottom of your screen.
Oh,
yeah, other. There you go. And type landing page. There you go. Select commonly used. Okay.
Now, is there a way to see how many people visit that page when it's not a landing page?
Yes.
Okay, because that I don't think anybody lands on it. I've never seen it in our dashboard as a place where we have traffic land.
Well, but that's only a limited number of pages. So right now what we're looking is, regardless of how they came, these are the top landing pages on your site. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And so what are you trying to, before we go, what are you trying to learn?
I'm trying to learn if people actually view this web page on our site, like at all. Okay.
So then let's go over to the left, and rather than acquisition, go to behavior, close acquisition, behavior, site content, all pages. And so now you can, in the search bar, type something that would get you to the page for which you would like.
Okay, now I have to remember what it's called.
Well, so it's very literal. So there was a dash between those two. So don't put a space, put a dash. Yeah, and now try it. Okay. So within this time frame, if we scroll up to the very top, we'll know the time frame. Last week, there are 20 views by 13 people, page views, unique page views, 3 of whom entered your site on this page, and 1 of whom left your website. Okay, and so if we change that to the month, 50 people went to it, or sorry, 35 people went to it 50 times, and 4 people came to your site after finding this from any source. We don't know what source, right? We just know that this was the entrance page to your site 4 times.
And the exit 22. Now, can we see with, I forgot
so
what it's called.
What we don't
where
know,
they go from it.
I'm sorry?
Can we see with like the flow, like where they go from this or how they get to it?
Go to navigation summary at the top of the chart.
Oh, thank you.
And then see underneath the graph, there's current selection, and it says a slash. Nope. There you go. Click that. Now try parenting classes. It's right there. One of your top pages is parenting classes. So this is entrances, 8%. Previous pages, 92%. What were those previous pages? Most of them from your home page. And then what did they do afterwards? Most people went to purposeful parenting.
Interesting.
Most people went the second most homepage. So this is kind of people, this is tend, right? A preview means someone was modifying the page and clicked on it. But so this shows you that's a fairly important page. Now it's important as far as traffic, but we don't know is it generating any signups? Well, I was pretty
I'm listening to you as I look at this.
So this is just telling us traffic. This doesn't mean someone called you or contacted you for this. This just means people viewed it. They could view it and say, I don't want this at all. This is stupid. And you would have no idea from this. Right? It could very well be that they viewed this and called you. And because we don't have phone call tracking, we don't know that they called you from this page.
Right.
So we just know is a fairly significant amount of people looked at it.
Right.
And afterwards, 73% of the people, well, I should say 26% of people left. Did they leave because they found what they were looking for and called you and you don't, maybe that's it. Did they leave because they're like, oh, hell no. Probably.
No. What
probably
I
not.
think, or at least my instinct is the page as it is now doesn't give people what they're looking for when they click on it, which is why I think there's a lot of click through to another page, if that makes sense.
Well, and look at the top, the third and fourth most popular page to visit after are both parenting pages.
Right.
So
yeah, I mean, I know we only have 2 minutes left. Can I pick your brain quickly on?
Well, Tricia had a question too, and I want to make sure we get to her question. But even though we only have 2 minutes left, or she could say, no, that's okay, defer.
We can talk next week about my question.
Okay.
We can wait.
Okay.
So this is what the page looks like right now. So as you can see, it is super text heavy with, it really reads more like a frequently asked question, in my opinion, than anything else. And then what my kind of proposal was, is to turn it into something more like this, where we get on it and it says like for parents or parent resources, and it has navigation then to what we're to treat it more like a navigation site. And then for each of these individual topics to have that text that's relevant and the links and things in that. Does that make sense? Or am I shooting myself in the foot with that?
So what is the goal of these pages?
The goal is to direct more traffic to purposeful parenting, to our sleep training, to these other things. We're probably going to
how much money do you get per traffic?
Well, that's what we're trying to increase.
Right, but you don't get money from traffic. You get money from signing up for a course.
Right.
For signing up for training, for downloading a resource, maybe. Like that's so that's what I think is missing from this. Is almost this is very much about what you can provide, but it's not about what you, hey, dear customer, can do now that you've visited us. Here's how we can help.
Yeah, that's what the goal is.
Clear call to action. It's almost distracting.
That's what I feel like is the problem with the current page, is there's not a call to action.
Well, and I think you need that for sure.
Yeah.
And I think breaking it down, like I'd be hesitant to, you could improve the existing page, but I'd be hesitant to gut it like that. Because it's pretty important. You could break it out, but I would and use it like as a navigation page, because only a few people are landing on it from outside.
Yeah.
But clearly people who land on your site are interested in parenting resources. They're going to it from within your site, not from outside your site. So what you're doing, I don't think shoots you in the foot.
Okay.
Because it's not like you're getting a lot of SEO traffic for parenting classes.
Yeah.
Right?
And
you're a very specific kind of parenting class.
Yeah.
Right. So
we're trying not to be. That's what the thing is.
Well, that could be a challenge. But if you were to do this, I think you could make this happen by following something like the principle you're trying to do. and just making sure each of those pages has a significant amount of content on them.
Yes.
With a clear call to action, what we call the big red button that you can't miss. How do you sign up for a parenting class? It's at the top of the page. It's in the middle of the page. It's at the bottom of the page. Yeah. Brain dead monkey could still sign up for a parenting class because it's so obvious.
Yeah.
And you have pictures from classes, pictures of teachers. And so it's not just a vomit of text, but it shows what it looks like. It kind of sets expectations. Oh, we're sitting on couches, or we're sitting in a classroom, or how are people dressed? Or, these kind of questions that your pictures can answer that offer value and don't just have a lot of words, but you will need a lot of words.
Do you think it would make more sense to do like a jump to link as opposed to sending to a different page?
I think the answer to that comes from your keyword research.
Okay.
Because if people aren't searching for what you have to offer, then the strategy becomes, we've found us for some reason, and we're going to introduce you and convince you now that you're on our site that you need what we have. But if people are searching for what you have to offer, then it needs to be on its own landing page.
Yeah.
So people who are looking for what you have to offer can land on that page rather than have to find it on your site.
I mean, maybe I'm making an incorrect assumption, but my perspective is that it's very easy for people to navigate our main service line, autism services. It's very easy for them to find what they're looking for. But when it comes to finding just general parenting resources on our site, it's less clear. It's a little bit harder to get there, which is why my initial reaction was to convert it into more of a landing page, like a navigation page, and then improve the content individually on each topic.
I think I would start with the keyword research first, and that will help you identify what those pages should be.
Right.
And then navigate to those pages and have those pages more focused on things that people are potentially looking for.
Right.
A class.
Well, it's like finding that middle ground between what we're offering and what people are looking for, and bridging if there is a gap,
right. Because sometimes they look for the wrong thing and you need to educate them.
Right.
That you have what you really offer, even though they look for something else.
Right.
But you still need to know what they're looking for to be able to make that pivot.
Right.
And that's why the keyword research process is so very, very important, and using the data to inform you so you're picking the right word and not the word you think that your customers aren't thinking of.
Right.
And so once you do that research, then you know how to build this page out as navigation and what to talk about on this page and what needs more depth. Oh my gosh, a lot of people are looking for parenting coaching, not classes. Now we need a page dedicated to coaching. Well, what's the difference between coaching and class? Well, there you go. Whatever the difference is what you're talking about on each of those pages, right?
Yeah.
And maybe they're the same. Maybe it's another way of saying coaching and classes, or maybe the way you guys do classes is really coaching. The way you guys do coaching is really a class. Then you're talking to your customers. Hey, I know you're looking for coaching. We found the best way to do coaching is in offering a class. Or here's the times our classes. Sign up for a class today. So you're not expecting the people to search for the right thing.
Right.
You're speaking to them in the way they're looking, and you're convincing them you don't really need a coach. You need a class. Come attend our class. But the keyword research will tell you all those answers.